Here are 40 facts about the Ark of the Covenant to give you a good understanding of what it is. Remember to state in the comments section the fact that resonates most with you. 1. Construction and materials. The Ark of the Covenant was built according to God's instructions given to Moses on Mount Sinai. It was made of acacia wood and overlaid with pure gold, both inside and out. Exodus chapter 25 verse 10-11. 2. Dimensions. The ark measured approximately 2.5 cubits in length, 1.5 cubits in width, and 1.5 cubits in height. Exodus chapter 25 verse 10. 3. Carrying poles. It had carrying poles made of acacia wood overlaid with gold, which were inserted into rings on the sides for transportation. Exodus chapter 25 verse 13-15. 4. Cherubim on the lid. The ark had a solid gold lid called the mercy seat, with 2 cherubim facing each other, representing God's throne. Exodus chapter 25 verse 17-18. 5. Purpose. The primary purpose of the ark was to house the stone tablets with the 10 Commandments. Exodus chapter 25 verse 16. 6. Symbol of God's presence. The ark symbolized God's presence among the Israelites and was often referred to as the place where I will meet with you. Exodus chapter 25 verse 22. 7. Placement in the tabernacle. It was placed in the innermost sanctuary of the tabernacle, the Holy of Holies. Exodus chapter 26 verse 34. 8. Transportation of the ark. The ark was transported by Levitical priests who carried it using the carrying poles, ensuring it was never touched directly. Numbers chapter 4 verse 15. 9. Miraculous crossing of the Jordan River. The ark played a central role in the miraculous crossing of the Jordan River when it stopped the flow of the river's waters. Joshua chapter 3 verse 13-17. 10. Jericho's fall. The ark was carried around the city of Jericho for 7 days, leading to the city's walls collapsing. Joshua chapter 6 verse 6-20. 11. Capture by the Philistines. The Philistines captured the ark during a battle but later returned it due to plagues and calamities that befell them. 1 Samuel chapter 4-6. 12. Transported to Jerusalem. King David brought the ark to Jerusalem, making it the spiritual center of the nation. 2 Samuel chapter 6. 13. Intended temple building. David planned to build a permanent temple for the ark. 2 Samuel chapter 7. 14. Solomon's temple. The ark found its permanent home in Solomon's temple in Jerusalem. 1 Kings chapter 8 verse 6-7. 15. Shekinah glory. The glory of the Lord filled the temple when the ark was placed in the Holy of Holies. 1 Kings chapter 8 verse 10-11. 16. Priestly blessings. The ark was sometimes used for pronouncing priestly blessings and seeking God's guidance. Numbers chapter 10 verse 35-36. 17. Symbol of God's covenant. The ark represented God's covenant with the Israelites and the importance of obedience to his commandments. Deuteronomy chapter 10 verse 1-5. 18. Prophetic significance. The ark, along with the mercy seat, foreshadowed Jesus Christ as the ultimate atonement for sins. Hebrews chapter 9 verse 3-5. 19. Role in tabernacle rituals. The ark was central to various rituals, including the Day of Atonement when the high priest entered the Holy of Holies. Leviticus chapter 16 verse 15-16. 20. Mystery of its fate. The biblical narrative does not reveal the ark's fate after the destruction of Solomon's temple in 586 BCE, leading to various speculations and legends about its whereabouts. 2 Chronicles chapter 35 verse 3. 21. Manna jar. Inside the ark, there was a golden urn holding manna, a reminder of God's provision of food during the Israelites' wilderness journey. Exodus chapter 16 verse 32-34. 22. Aaron's staff. The ark also contained Aaron's staff that miraculously budded, demonstrating God's choice of Aaron as the high priest. Numbers chapter 17 verse 10. 23. Tablets of the covenant. The stone tablets with the 10 Commandments, inscribed by the finger of God, were the central contents of the ark. Exodus chapter 25 verse 16. 24. Covered in blue cloth. The ark was covered with a blue cloth before being transported by the priests. Numbers chapter 4 verse 6. 25. Sacred object. The Ark was considered the most sacred object in Israel's religious life, representing God's dwelling among his people. 1 Samuel chapter 5 verse 111. 26. Guidance in the wilderness. The Ark guided the Israelites during their journey through the wilderness, as it went before them. Numbers chapter 10 verse 33-36. 27. Fearful presence. The Ark was often associated with fear and reverence due to its connection with God's holiness. 1 Samuel chapter 6 verse 19. 28. Obedience and blessings. The Ark symbolized the importance of obeying God's commandments, leading to blessings for the nation. Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 114. 29. Divinely instructed design. The construction and design of the Ark were provided directly by God to Moses. Exodus chapter 25 verse 9. 30. Atonement and forgiveness. The Ark's presence in the tabernacle and later the temple facilitated atonement for the sins of the people. Leviticus chapter 16 verse 15-16. 31. God's covenant faithfulness. The Ark served as a visible reminder of God's faithfulness to his covenant with Israel. Exodus chapter 19 verse 5. 32. Ark's radiance. According to tradition, the Ark emitted a radiant light from the mercy seat, signifying God's presence. Exodus Rabbah 35-2. 33. Triangular shape. The design of the Ark with its lid and cherubim resembled a throne, symbolizing God's rule over Israel. Exodus chapter 25 verse 17-18. 34. Connection to the divine. The Ark was a means by which the high priest could enter the Holy of Holies and have direct communion with God. Leviticus chapter 16 verse 2. 35. Ark as a mediator. It served as a mediator between God and his people, allowing them to approach him through the rituals performed on the Day of Atonement. Hebrews chapter 9 verse 7-8. 36. Ark's significance in worship. The Ark was central in Israel's worship and played a pivotal role in their religious ceremonies and festivals. Psalm chapter 132 verse 7-8. 37. Protection from enemies. When carried into battle, the Ark signified God's presence and protection, as seen in the Battle of Jericho. Joshua chapter 6 verse 6-20. 38. Symbol of God's authority. The Ark represented God's authority over Israel and the nations. Numbers chapter 10 verse 35-36. Before the last two facts, remember to subscribe to the channel. 39. Reverence in his presence. Those who approached the Ark were required to do so with reverence and respect, acknowledging God's holiness. 1 Chronicles chapter 15 verse 12. 40. Ark in the heavenly temple. The book of Revelation portrays a vision of the heavenly temple where the Ark of the Covenant is seen, highlighting its enduring significance. Revelation chapter 11 verse 19.